Like, if you were to think of an enemy, what would an enemy do? They would try and get you to not think about the business and then do something else that you get addicted to instead. It's almost like going to your competitor and being like, try some heroin. I think you might like it. What occurs is more or less the same. And again, I'm not talking about intention here. I'm just talking about what happens. And so when we look back, so we did like a retroactive analysis of this, of like, who were the stars who just crushed and kept growing? They were the ones who had absolute spousal support, who are like, if they need to work late, they need to work the weekends, I'll pack them with a lunch. I'm here at home. And this happened for husbands and wives, both sides. The ones where you had somebody who came in who presented like a star, but then eventually fizzled, was typically because, and this is where it's so nefarious, is that they would get into a relationship at some point, or they would upgrade the relationship, like they'd move in together, right? Something like that. And that person would have a disproportionate effect on the entrepreneur. And so what's really interesting is that entrepreneurs are typically, we're so concerned with our surroundings, who we want in our space, who's good, who's helping us out. And then for some reason, the person who has a 0.71 correlation with your subjective well-being, the person who will probably have the largest influence on your behavior in your life, you don't hold to the same standard. And I find that crazy. But it happens all the time. And just because everyone else does it doesn't mean that it makes sense. It's also why most people are mediocre.